Don't get it wrong like you did yesterday.
We're live with Sue. And oh my goodness, hey, good afternoon. Thanks for showing up today.
Just fixed this for you.
Oh, good for me.
There you
Got
go.
my camera lady.
Okay,
Well, Sunday, fun day is
underway.
underway.
That's your, see, I've got you memorized.
I know, you're so good with that memory. It must be that vitamin B you're taking.
Yeah.
All right, to get started, we're gonna go meander, saunter all the way back to our back parts of the mat. We're gonna bring our feet into the corners with our toes angling towards the center line. We're gonna bring straightness to the legs and hollow out through the belly as we draw that spinal column of ours nice and long. Draw your shoulders up to the.
Take weight. Sorry. Try this again. It's our internet connection. Hopefully it's not gonna do it again. Gotta love AT&T. Okay, here we go. What are we doing?
We are standing with our heels in the corners of our mat with the toes angling towards the center. Don't touch me. Nice straight legs as we hollow out through the belly. We're going to bring our palms to face backwards. Sorry, we're going to draw our shoulders to the ears with our palms facing backwards. Spread those fingers to the ears nice and widely and bring some straightness to the arms. So 2 movements, 2 imaginary strings pulling the shoulders to the sky, and then 10 imaginary strings pulling the fingers towards the floor. And as we bring that straightness to the arms, we're going to take a rotation through the palms, opening slowly forward and to the side. And then we're going to corkscrew back in again. And we're going to rotate a couple times on this. Just take your time. We're warming up the body. This is just a little bit of movement through the shoulders. As we come around the second time or third time, whatever rotation speed you were working at, hold it open so the palms face outward. Fingers are still separated widely. Let's take the thumbs and pull backwards with them. With a nice proud chest and a nice hollow belly, take a deep breath in and draw the shoulders up to the ears and then let them relax back down. And do that a few more times. And when I say relax, it's a muscle-based movement. You're pulling up and pulling down. One more time, up, and then let the hands sweep forward. Palms turn to face. Now, keep the fingers separated widely, and then take your baby fingers, the whole finger package, and rotate it towards the earth. Take your hips backwards. As you inhale, raise the arms high. As you exhale, fold down. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Keep the back extending. As you bring straightness to the legs, take the ball of each big toe and push it into the mat and draw your hips backwards. As you release the breath, let the upper body fold down, and as you inhale, Pilates style, stack vertebrae by vertebrae and come all the way up. And then relax the arms down, and I say relax, lower them above shoulder height. Now take your legs and try to pull them in towards the center line. Draw your hips backwards. Raise your arms as you inhale and lower the body as you exhale. Keep that tension, that pull to the center line with those legs of yours as you inhale. Extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold. And then Pilates style. Make it all come all skyward again. Sweep the arms, pull with the fingers. As you inhale and as you exhale, relax the arms and step your toes to face straight forward. Your feet are on the edges of the mat. Ball of each big toe is pushing down into the mat as we bring hands to hips. Draw that booty. There we go. Haven't used that one in a while. It's a resurfacing of it backwards. Now bend the knees and let the knees push forward to the toe box. And then straighten the legs and pull that butt of yours backwards and fold a little more. Not coming down horizontal, just a little more forward. As we lean in a little bit, we're going to basically kind of do squats that are kind of increasing in depth as we continue to warm. We're vascularizing those muscles of ours. And as you lean forward, you can increase that range also. So depth and fold getting a little deeper on each subsequent repetition. And then fold all the way down. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, and Pilates style. Bring it all the way back up. Let the hands descend over heart. As we step feet in, hip width apart. Prepare to step the right foot forward. And then push backward with it. And do the same, left and right. And just walk this out for a few repetitions. And holding in the back spot with hands over heart. Bring the legs now together as we feel the touch of the inner thighs. Take the heels and toes and make sure they line more straight forward. Just initiate a little bit of compression or pull together of the legs and lower and raise the body. And do that for a few more repetitions. Explore a little bit on the down. On this next drop, hold down, extend the arms out, raise them and sweep them back. And do that for a couple times. Rotate the hands inwardly as you come forward and outwardly as you go backwards. And then stand tall, salute the sun, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, hold it down and walk the plank. As we come into high plank, let us start into this gently by taking the knees and lower them to the earth. Let's keep the toes tucked and make sure we have a position of hands slightly forward of shoulders. Now, cat and cow. Let's begin with the cat and pull an imaginary string. We're using our imagination a lot today, can you tell? An imaginary string and pull the thoracic or center part of the spine to the sky. Make an effort to pull your belly up and in to that spinal column. Now that we have this flexion and engagement in the abdomen, let's draw back the hips and feel that nice stretch. Not only through the lats, but also maybe through the lower back. Let's take the back of the head, pull it to the sky, and take your tailbone and begin to rotate it skyward as you float forward the body. And then same thing, we're going to pull that string, pull up the belly and float backwards. And straighten and extend the spine. Back of head and tailbone rotates to the sky. And we're going to float back and do this a couple more times. As we warm up that spinal column of ours. Enjoy the journey. Let's hold it back and walk the hands out as we experience quick child's pose. Walking forward with the hands, fingers spread widely, palms flat to the floor with forearms up and off the floor. As you inhale now, try to keep the arms extended straight, but try to keep the level or elevation of the shoulders higher than the upper arm. This basically means we're not going to push through and get closer to the earth. We're just experiencing a nice flat pull. Take the tailbone, pull it backwards. Walk the fingers forward a little more, but keep the elevation of the shoulders higher than the arms. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, let's step those hands back into a normal, or what you feel is that normal.
What's normal?
Quadruped position. Yeah, normal is always normal to
Whoever.
whoever. Now with fingers spread widely, we're going to turn your elbows inwardly. We're going to make sure the arms are relatively straight, but we're not stacking in that elbow joint. And I want you to let the upper body, the torso, drop into the arms. And as you hold on that, let's take your tailbone and rotate it to the sky. And then take your neck, make it long, and pull the back of the head to the sky. It's almost like you're facilitating the movement with the chin pulling in and up. Now, while you're holding this, I'd like you to hollow out the belly. Feel that nice pull through your abdomen. And as you keep that, I'd like you to kind of slowly drift forward and slowly drift backwards and just oscillate. It's not a big movement, but it's important here to keep that tummy pulling up and in, that tension. You want to feel that as best you can. And then calm that, flex the spine, let the head drop, and I mean muscle pulling head down, and your pubis is tucking up and in to your belly button. Take a big inhale as you exhale, straighten the spine. Our toes were tucked so they weren't, get them that way, and then lift your butt up and backwards to down dog. Drive the heels to the earth, and let's warm those calves up a little bit by simply pushing up to the toes and driving the heels to the earth. Couple reps. As always, use breathing up and inhale, exhale and lower. Couple more, and as your heels drive to the earth, start walking those hands back towards your feet. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Exhale, fold, and Pilates style, come all the way back up so I can see your pretty faces. Reach for the sun, and let the hands fall over hard. Are you nice and warm now?
Yes,
Or are you done exercising?
I'm nice and warm.
All right, let's step the right foot forward as we bring some more intensity to our work here. We're going to take that back heel, drive it to the earth. Now, in this position here, if you cannot get the heel down, step in just ever so slightly so you can make that connection so both feet are flat. And once you're there, I want you to try to maintain a nice vertical torso. So we haven't got to lean, we've got a nice perpendicular to the earth torso. And as we keep hands over heart now, I'd like you to take the ball of that right big toe, push it into the mat, and while you keep that concentrated effort, we're going to begin to piston the back foot, which simply means we're going to raise up the heel and then lower down. And as you make this movement happen under tension, so it's almost like you're pushing from the front, right through that big ball of the big toe, all the way to the back. And we're going to keep that tension in both legs as we repetition
This out.
rep this out, yeah.
That's
As we repeat this for a number of repetitions.
reps.
Yeah, now this is a little bit of balance exercise. You might notice that you're kind of pushing to one side or the other. Try to keep the movement in that plane, frontal plane, as we move up and down, and then we're going to relax back the heel, step that back foot forward, switch up sides. So balance work isn't always just about holding something isometrically, it's about movement too, and how we balance through movement. It's the same thing, ball of big toe, and pistoning with that heel. Go like, oh, this isn't very challenging. No, but it's just really a practice kind of thing. As we progress this, you're going to feel more work. And you're welcome. All right, another couple repetitions, and then we're going to change sides. And as we step back, flat feet, proper width and distance of stance, and we're going to take that back heel up. As we maintain that, it's almost like the ball of each big toe now is kind of like our push points. Front to back, back to front, hands over heart. As we push high to the sky, the hands, we're going to change our center of balance slightly. We're moving weight away from our center point, center of mass. Now, as we hold on this, I'd like you to lean in. And it's really not a flexion through the upper body, it's a chop through the hips. And you might notice that your arms want to sweep back, but I'd like you to hold them slightly so they're visible in your eyesight. Hold the neck long, lean in a little more, cup the fingers, bring them together, tip to tip. Rotate the elbows to the earth, and imagine that cupping you have is a round ball that's being pulled away from your body. Hold on this for a couple of breaths. Let the hands descend over heart. Switch up sides. Aren't progressions great? No, not really. All right. Again, ball and ball, big toes. Get those feet pushing into the center of the body. Take those arms, reach into the sky, and lean in. Cup the fingers, bring the tips together. Rotate the elbows to the earth, and imagine that ball that's in the hands now is pulling up and away from the body, holding on this, enjoying this, and then bringing hands back over heart, step the back foot forward. We're going to break this up with one little small change now. Now, hands extend out, hips lower down. Hold the hips, fold over. Enjoy a nice little stretch here. Now, palms to the shin, push and extend the spine. Lower that booty, keep the spine extending. Keep the booty down and unhinge with the hips. Bring the hands forward, stand tall. Salute the sun, big inhale. Powerful exhale, bring hands back over heart. Right foot steps back. Position so you have both feet flat to the floor. Ball to ball, pushing as we come up into the heel. Nice tension as we chop through the hips to start on this. Keep that spine nice and long. Now, if you're craning, which means you push the chin out, I'd like you to draw it in and pull the head skyward. Hold on that with hands over heart. Now, imagine the front and back leg have not seen each other in a while, and we want to pull them together without actually moving. So it's kind of like an isometric thing, where we're pulling to the center from across, like one arm of an X, basically. Pulling in, and then holding on this as we extend the arms forward, raising them to the sky. Sweeping them down, opening the palms as we sweep back. Sweeping forward and up. And do that for a couple more repetitions. Keep those legs pulling to center as best you can. Holding up, dropping hands over heart, switching up sides, setting it up, ball to ball, keeping that nice push. Now we're going to pull to the center and lean it in, extend the arms out. Holding on this pull, center line pull as best we can. Arms raised, lower and open, raise. Keep those legs pulling together. Lean in a little more if you can. Just get more activation, more load. And then sweep up, drop hands over heart, step the back foot forward. Bring those feet to the edges of the mat. Heels on mat, toes aiming out, hands over heart. Wow. They're not like that? Okay. You do you. Now, as we descend, as we lower the body, the knees are going to push out. That's perfectly fine. What I'd like you to try to be mindful of is that we're not talking or making that panda type movement as we lower down. And it's not a reach backwards where we're kind of creating a lot of stress in the lower back. Pelvically, I want you to keep engaged where we don't see a lot of rotation as you lower the hips. And get low and then raise back up. So the practice here isn't necessarily depth. We're going to try to experience more depth. The practice here is making sure we're not rocking forward to back the pelvic girdle. And to gain some control and stability. So that pelvic rocking that we practice is really to allow you to kind of connect to those muscles. So that when we make movements like this, we're not really winking with those, causing the pelvic girdle to wink, like push backwards and pull in. Just keep it nice and stable. And then do another couple reps. So it's not dropping down either, right? See how low you can go now. Experience a little more range and motion. And that's mostly as you go down. Oh, feel nice stretchy through all those inner thighs. And you might feel those butt cheeks. Oh, working a little bit.
You said 2.
I said 2. I
You
did.
did 3.
And I
You're
did
doing
4.
Kirsten.
Yeah. Count my Kirsten Day. Now, once you come to this standing position again, turn your toes straight forward. And then take your hands, put them on your hips. With great legs now, we're going to basically take our hip and push it out to the side. Now, over the hip itself is where we're kind of targeting. And I want you to kind of rotate forward and back. So almost like the left hip is a hinge point, and we want to rotate forward and backwards. Just create a little bit of rotation in that left and a little bit of muscle activation in that right. And then hold back the right hip. So if you had a square or straight line, left hip and right hip would be off the line backwards slightly. You're leaning forward. I'm going to hold on that as you take the right hand, sweep it up, bring it out in front, cup it, and grab that imaginary ball we had with both hands earlier and pull with that. And then come back up, square off the hips, bring those hands back on them, and then scooch that left hip over and begin to rotate it inward and outward. It's almost like the right hip at this point is like a hinge, and you're just going to move it forward and backwards. And bring some calmness to that. Draw that imaginary line across the front and then move the left hip back. Take the left hand out, arm pulls long, sweeps up, comes in front, so you can visualize, you can see as we make a cup and pull with that hand, or that ball pulls the hand, so we have a nice long arm. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale it, bring the upper body back up. Sweep to the sky your arms. Hello, sun. We salute you. Exhale. Fold it down, take it to the mat, grab some water. Oh. So low back pain, low back stability really starts a lot with three joints, ankles, knees, and hips. Kinetically, making those work together really relieves a lot of the work on that low back, making them functional and strong. So we did a lot of practice on that today. And now we're taking it down to the mat. And I'm sorry, take them down the mat. We're going to take it to 99s.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Someone made a request for this earlier.
Yeah, because I didn't do it yesterday.
Yeah, and I'm handling requests.
But you're doing the left side.
Yeah, so we're going to start off in a slightly different version of 90 and 90 with just a 90, not a second one, unless you count the one of that leg that's kind of like that. So what we're going to do is going to just basically rotate inwardly and outwardly with that knee, like the other side of that left foot, just like a hinge. And again, if you're gone to like panda on this, change that. Actually, just calm the legs. Well, let's set it up. So rotates you up onto your sit bones, pull the spinal column long, and now start the exercise. You can have hands over heart. Doesn't make it less or more difficult. Just gives a place to put your hands. Now we got the exterior when we open and close, and interior muscles working. And now we're going to use those muscles of the exterior to help pull the leg down. With the assistance of arms to start, I'm going to ask you to start walking forward and lowering down on that left leg. Try to keep the right foot just on the floor. Now, the amount of work that you impart into those hip muscles can be offset with the arms. So if your body's stronger than mine, you may not need to use arms to allow that torso to descend. But I use a little bit just to kind of offset some of the work. And then as my muscles start to get blood flow into them and experience what the work is and perform better, I reduce my offset in the arms. And you can try the same. What's most important is the upward. So just, downward's good, and that's kind of more of a stretch. But the contraction to raise the body is really kind of working and strengthening the exterior rotational muscles in those hips of yours, in this case, just the left hip. So modification wise, I'm descending and using a little offset because my body doesn't like the downward as much as I can execute the top or the lift. Let's do another rep and we'll switch sides. All right, change it up. As we set it up, same setup, opposite side. And again, up onto the sit bones, long through the spinal column. Spinal column remains as best we can long as we begin to lower down. And again,
Do the up and down.
oh, we didn't do the up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. We didn't warm it up. Let's come back onto the sit bones. I'm using hands to support the upper body. And thank you for reminding me. It's a senior moment, when you get over 25, this happens. What?
What?
You can say it's just ADD. Attention deficit disorder.
Okay.
Oh, we got enough of these now?
Yeah.
That's ADD. Okay. Let's set it up and then start the repetitions. Again, with this is use more offsetting of the load with arms. And as the muscles become more adept to this movement, reduce some of the dependency. This is also a good range of motion too. If you can descend a little lower, get your torso closer to that leg. Again, it may require more assistance with the arms, but that flexion through the hip, very important for the extension on the opposite side. Those gluteals get pulled out. And get activated nicely. So it's important muscle-wise when we're doing strengthening that two things really get straightened. The neuromuscular system learns how to recruit more muscle, so it strengthens, and also the muscle itself from the use it's experiencing. You're recruiting more fibers and you're imparting load to it, you're overloading it, and allowing it to experience a pathway to grow. Okay, I guess we wrapped that up.
We did.
Okay, now, we're gonna switch up sides. We're gonna go more to a 90 and a 90. And as we make that happen, we're gonna lower the upper body onto that left forearm. Check your setup, make sure you got it all good. Now, what we're gonna do is gonna focus more on the back leg now. So that right foot, we're gonna, basically, if you need cushioning for your knee too, some people are right on the bone and you need a little, cushion, put it on there, and we're gonna just basically lift that right foot up off the earth. So you flex the foot and then slowly lift it up and slowly lower it down. Very important that there's tension through this movement as you raise and lower. Now, on the lower, when you get down, again, you might need cushioning. Take the foot and push it into the mat without raising that right knee, and then release that and lift the foot up. And if you notice your hamstring starting to cramp, then let's talk about that one later.
It's called water.
Exactly. You should be drinking more agua. All right, we've repped it out. Now we're going to keep that right foot planted and we're going to take the right knee and lift it up and lower. Now, this is where range of motion falls on the opening.
And it's okay for the hip to kind of move a little bit, but we don't want to make the movement all about the hip. So raise and open a little bit. And if you start to feel burning on that outside right hip, perfect. That's the muscle we're targeting right now. And if you don't feel that, drink more water. All right, now hold it up. And we're going to try to just pulse it a little bit. Out, in, slightly, pulse, 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 relax. Come all the way up, switch up sides. Same setup, opposite side. I'm going to come off the mat a little bit, just because I need the space. And keeping that torso nice and long, and you're going to take the left foot, sorry, and raise it to the sky. And keep the foot flexed, raising and lowering. Again, the benefit of this exercise is greatened by the effort to make the lift of the foot higher. Oh, just kick Kirsten. She probably deserved it. You're so mean, I know. Couple more reps. Try to get high. Boy, that's such a 70s term. All right, left foot comes down, left knee raises up and opens. You might notice too, is the range of motion of one side versus the other is different. And slowly, and it's on the opening, it's that extra little bit that you open that makes a big difference with this. And we have one more 90 and 90 exercise to finish this series off. Hold it open, pulse, 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 relax. Set up opposite side. And now we're going to go and walk. This little walking experience is simple. We're going to basically use arms if needed and basically transition from one side to the other. Oh! And keep going as we add more repetitions in here. Try to keep that spinal column nice and long. Kirsten's showing up. I'm not using hands-free. Me too, I'm trying. I've gotten so much better at this exercise over the 50 years I've been doing it. I know. Let's do one more each side. And then enough of this fun. Okay. All right. Whew. That's good. Class isn't over yet. Stop smiling. I'm gonna grab some water. Cheers to you. Cheers to you.
Okay.
Now, because we worked the exterior, now we're going to work the medial or interior muscles. You know what's coming up. I'm going to lie down.
Oh, yeah.
No sleeping. Oh, good night. Good night, Alice. All right. Extend the legs straight and then just scooch in an inch, like just a fraction. Bring some flexion to the feet. Now, this is very important. We want to keep the feet flexed. And by the way, they're about hip width apart. And we're going to rotate in with flexed feet. Toes can touch and thighs can touch. And most important now are two things: the flexion of the foot and the pulling together of the thighs. Your low back probably, maybe, off the floor right now. That's fine. But I'd like you to take your tummy and hollow it out. Try to pull it in towards your mat. Almost like I'm dropping a cannonball on your belly. Nice and engaged. Chest is proud. As we bring arms down beside the body, let me check in with your feet. Are they still flexed? And let me check in with your thighs. Are they still squeezing together? If the answer is yes to both, I love you. Now, take your fingertips, push them into the mat, arms straight. You're gonna rotate your elbows in towards the earth. And as we keep the chest proud, all I want you to do is simply push the heels into the mat, and you'll feel, hopefully, an amplification of effort in those inner thigh muscles. And that really is the exercise. And you notice that as you try to bring more flexion to the feet, you're going to bring more intensity to those inner thigh muscles. And then relax everything. Step the legs out, point the toes, bring your hands above your head, and then use your fingers to pull in opposite directions. Today, instead of letting the arms drift all the way to the floor, I'd like you to keep the arms visible in the peripheral vision. And then cup the fingers, rotate the elbows towards the sky, and imagine each hand has a ball with a string on it. And I want you to pull the string on a diagonal. Keep those toes pointing, take a big inhale, hollow out the belly. And then exhale, relax everything. Bring those arms back down beside the body. Make sure you're flat on the shoulder blades. I didn't cue for that before, but that's also important. Slide those heels in ever so slightly. Flex, rotate. Flex the feet a little more. Squeeze the thighs. Rotate the elbows earthward. Keep the chest proud. Take your neck, pull it long. Take your heels, begin to drive them, push them into the earth. If you're able to elevate your hips off the earth, that's great. I cannot do that when I'm focusing on flexing the feet and squeezing the thighs and pushing the heels, giving it my best effort. I could barely talk, which is a good thing, I guess. And then relax. Point the toes, draw the arms back, cup the hands, use those imaginary strings to pull those arms diagonally as the toes point. Fill the lungs with air, hollow the belly. And then relax. Keep the arms straight as you bring them up and over the chest. Take your chin, drop it into your chest, and one vertebrae at a time, begin to peel it up off the floor. Now, you've been using your abs, so you might feel like this is a little more challenging than the first one you would normally do if you hadn't been doing the work we just experienced. With spine remaining in flexion, folding that upper body, enjoy that nice lengthening. See if you can move your arms forward a little more. It's really your hands, right? So as you inhale, extend to a flat back. Walk your hands back in, come into staff pose. Flex the feet, spine long, chopping through the hips, fold forward. See if you can grab the toes. If you can't, you can always use a towel. Do one foot at a time, or if you got a long towel, you can do both. We're going to pull the toes inward. Feel a nice pull through the back lower leg. Chest is proud. Grow the spine. Imagine you're kind of like puffing up. Now, push and pull with the toes. So use your fingers to help create resistance along the opening and closing to the ankle. And then relax that. Take your right foot and left foot, step them in, cross your legs. I would like you to take so when I say cross, I don't mean like cross them. I mean, bring them so that your lower right leg slightly crosses in the left leg. I'd like you to reach now with your left hand and grab the right foot. I'd like you to take the hand and pull the toes towards the bottom of the foot. So along the top part of the foot, it feels like a nice opening. Now, while you do that, I'm going to rotate the foot. So use your right hand to kind of hold the lower part of the right leg down and then rotate the right foot slightly up. So the pivot is really right at the ankle itself, and you should feel a nice pull across the top, maybe out to the right side. Those are your perennials.
Giving you a nice little stretch. And your anterior tibialis, mostly though. All right, now just relax that. Extend that back out. Switch up sides. And do the same thing. Left hand secures that left leg and slowly pull the left foot opening up. So it's two motions. You're pulling towards the body, the toes, and you're also rotating them up towards the sky. And if this feels really painful, you're welcome. All right, relax. Extend legs straight, flex and point the toes. And then take it back down onto the mat. Let's bring that left foot in towards your butt, flat to the floor. Take the right leg and wrap it over the left. All right, now we've got a little bit of stretching to do here to finish up. Excuse me. The right leg, if you can, use it to kind of create a little bit of resistance as you rotate the left leg towards the left side of the body. And you're gonna go over top of that left cheek, but don't let the legs descend to the earth. So it's gonna keep some tension in these muscles as you take the right hand, reach it to the sky. Now that right shoulder is probably pulled off the earth, it's fine. So as you continue to reach that right shoulder to the, right hand to the sky, I'd like you to rotate the right shoulder towards the earth. It may not go, but that's what the goal is to try to rotate it down. When you get as far as you can go, take the right hand and reach it backwards. And like we practiced earlier, I'd like you to try to keep the arm visible in the peripheral vision. So it's not ratcheted behind the head. It's kind of just slightly in front of the ear. Fingers cupped, pull with that imaginary string. Take a couple of breaths. And as you release the last breath you're going to take forever, roll back onto your side. You know I'm joking. All right, now, same setup. Opposite side, little bit of resistance, rotation, maintaining elevation, reaching left hand to the sky, rotating left shoulder towards the earth, sweeping left arm backwards, kind of more straight backwards, cupping, pulling. Breathing, a lot of ing words. Relaxing. And there we go with another one. Coming back onto the backside. Pull your knees up and into the chest. Forehead up to meet the knees, and we're going to rock back up to a seated position. Good stuff. Spread the legs 90 degrees. You know, if you look down and go, oh, that looks like a 90 degree. Good for you. I'm glad you're good at geometry. Bring some flexion to the feet. And then we're going to basically lean in between the legs. And we're going to fold down and just enjoy a little bit of stretch. It's kind of like a catch-all stretch. In that low back. Making sure we're extending through the spine. We're not going into the flexion of the spine just quite yet. We're going to reach the hands towards the feet if you can. And we're going to pull the toe box towards the shins and keep the spine extending, almost like you're rowing from the base of the spine out. Chest is proud, arms pull. You feel a nice posterior chain stretch. Should be through the whole length of the back leg. And then relax, shake it out. Cross the legs, feel comfortable. Bring hands over heart. And let me thank you for joining me and us today. Namaste.
Namaste. High five.
High five.
High five. High five, Lily. High five, Stu. Oh. There she is.